It has all the bill information. And then I actually put together a PowerPoint presentation for
Okay.
as well. It doesn't have all the updated information for like the past month and a half, but it has pretty much a kind of almost like a year up to last month. And I'll share both of those with you.
Okay, I appreciate that. And I apologize, everybody. I did not have that recording, and I'm thinking it might turn off every time I get out of here. So I apologize for not having it on there, but we will provide an updated email. So yes, Joaquin, thank you for sending all what you shared out today so that we can make sure all of our membership is aware of all those important updates as well. Thank you. And thank you, Esther, for making note and letting me check that. All right, if there's no other questions, let me put the, yes, Melody.
I have a question, but I have a comment.
Okay, sure.
And because you mentioned ICW in education, and there was 10 years ago, a program called Foster Ed was started in Arizona.
Right.
And Foster Ed was giving
champions, people who were paid to advocate for the education of students in foster care. It was a really great program. It was piloted here in Pima County. It went on to the state. Something about that program is that I was actually on the Pima County Foster Ed Advisory, and they did not reach out to tribes. And when it went to the state, they did a snapshot of foster education, and it did not include tribes. And so I think that's really an important piece, that there are these statewide programs to help foster care with their educational process, and none of them involves tribes. So when you go out and you have your discussion, talking point.
Great. And that was,
Okay. Yes, actually, Melody, that's the conference that we were asked to be a part of and to, so that's one of the, that's why we want to highlight the ICW and how we want to approach that on sharing out of what is affecting our people. So we're looking forward to it. But that is to, yeah.
and when it was in Pima County, I brought the guy out to the tribes to listen to them, to understand tribal point of views. He was really good. He listened. He's passed since then, but also he trained Pima County in Indian Child Office. I did the training.
Exact same thing to Native kids who are going to bring same stereotypical baggage, who are not going to really work with the families the way they should because of their preconceived notions. Or do you want to advocate to have more Native people in foster ed and to demand that they service the tribes? So really that to me is some of your things to consider.
Well, absolutely.
When we're putting together a PowerPoint presentation, because it's just we have 1 hour time slot that we're going to be presenting on, so we will welcome your input on these. So that would be awesome, and we appreciate your willingness to assist us in getting some information on how to share it out. So, but it is on behalf of AIEA, so if you're available, it is, well, it's a virtual presentation, so it's on Zoom. It'll be September 28th.
Think about that.
September, it's either September 27th or the 28th. I will get the definite date because one day it's actually in person and we're actually on the second day, which is just a virtual. So they had a time slot available and reached to us to see if we wanted to participate. So I said, sure, we will. And so when I brought it to the executives, we talked about really highlighting that ICW and especially what recently took place with the passing and the Supreme Court decision. So, but yeah, we would welcome some valuable input to assist us. But we'll get that information out to everybody also. And so, all right. And maybe because I carry in our agenda, I keep logging out, so I am not going to share the agenda. Everybody should have a copy of that. And so are there any questions in regard to any of the
Hello, this is Esther. Okay, so we are currently at the National Johnson O'Malley Association information. And so we do have a presenter for that. However, they are not here today, but we would love to get you some additional information in our future. Do we have to table that? And so I'd like to call for a motion to table that update. Anyone?
I'll second to table.
Is there a first?
Change me to a first.
Thank you. Thank you, Sheila. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Travis. Okay, and so next on the agenda, we do have our old business, which is talking about the youth leadership camp.
okay, let me try this.
Okay, you're on.
All right, so for the youth leadership, we are going to, sorry, hold it in the winter time. We just ran into some complications on trying to schedule out our summer camp. This past year was actually a bit difficult on trying to get our events scheduled. And so we are looking at holding our winter camp, and that will take place in January the 13th through the 15th. So that is a Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. January 12th will be our training day for all the camp staff members that will be available to assist us. That also includes our student, student advisors, mentors, thank you. Our student mentors, as well as our elders and residents that will be able to be there. And so that will be a training day for all of us on January 12th. And we're looking at having the training during the evening time. And then the actual camp will take place Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I believe Saturday and Monday will be half days to accommodate travel for students coming in. There are several locations that we are currently seeking out A couple of the locations are located in the White Mountain Apache area and the San Carlos Mountain Apache area. Our two locations kind of narrowed it down to if they're available. I also spoke with the Yavapai Apache staff at the meeting last week and told them that, you know, we used to hold our camps close to their relatives, the Yavapai Prescott area, but they did say that they had some space available also for camping. And so you know, that may be a possibility or a backup location in case these other two don't work out. But we do have a committee that is going with that. So we do meet the first Wednesday of every month. And at our last meeting, we were just providing the updates on the locations. So if you would like to join the meetings for the Protecting Our Land camp, please feel free to do so. And so again, it's the first Wednesdays right now until we get closer to the camp, where we'll more than likely meet on a weekly basis sometime in December and January. But we'll keep you updated on what happens with that. Are there any questions? I just wanted to let everybody know the reason why we didn't have our camp this year, but we are looking forward. We're hoping that that's plenty of time to plan for our summer camp. We're looking forward to bringing our students back. It will be back to in-person also. And so any other information, we'll provide the updates to everybody. So are there any questions? All right, if there are none, then we will move on to the next item on the agenda, which is our new business. So we do have committee meetings. We have several committees that we have started that I am going to turn it over to Esther to provide some updates on. We have our scholarship committee and our bylaws committee.
Okay, hello. So first, the bylaws committee. We did have one meeting where we were able to successfully update three of the first parts. And then we're going to have another meeting too. We're not spending too much time on it because we know that your time is valuable. However, we're going to update them just in 30-minute to 45-minute increments. The next Zoom meeting for our bylaws to help us go through is going to be August 30th at 6 p.m. And so we will send out an email announcement and the Zoom link to let you know, and just come on board and we'll go through the bylaws and get those updated. It has been quite some time since we reviewed them, but we have the suggested changes and any language updating that needs to be done. We do it together. So I'd love to have you there. Once again, that is August 30th at 6 p.m. on Zoom. And then the scholarships. The scholarships did take us some time. We are in the middle of transitioning, so we needed to get an address. And we have officially moved out of ITCA's address and are independent. And so let me give you the address now. One moment. I'm sorry, I don't have internet on my laptop. So, oh, there we go. One moment. And so the address, if you'd like to note that, it is 1955 West Baseline Road, Baseline Road, Suite 113-235. City is Mesa, Arizona, 85202. And so we did it. Travis and I went down there and we established it. We have our keys. There's been no mail. And so you can mail your application portions to this if our students wish to. They can also email the scholarship, and then also they can upload it as well. And so we're working on making sure that our electronics are updated and they have that we are providing the capability for them to upload those items and get with the times. So our scholarship is ready to go. We currently don't have a website, but we're looking for one. The scholarship is now available by Google Form. And so we are looking to get that out and as soon as possible. We just want to make sure that all of the pieces are working and so we can release that. So all the questions are there, everything that a student would need on the printed application is now in Google Forms. So all they have to do is select the different questions, answer them, fill in the blanks, and there's parent and student signatures, and then there's the upload documents at the end of the Google Forms. So we want to make sure we get that out there. The dates that we're looking at for release is as soon as possible, but we just want to spend a day or two to make sure that it works. If we want an official date for release, do you think that we could do it on August 21st? Monday. I'd like someone to make a motion, please.
Okay, so we do have a motion to have a scholarship release date for August 21st. So I'd like to call for a motion. Or do we want to hang on to our application and review it longer? Is there anyone like to do?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Sheila. We did the motion before. Is there a second?
I second. Sorry, my lights are off.
That's all right. Thank you, Travis. All right, all those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed?
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. All those who abstain, like sign. Motion passed. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that. And so for further information regarding the scholarship, the deadline will be October 1st, 2023. The scholarship review committee will be completed with the scholarship review by October 27th. And then the students will be invited to our recognition meeting on November 17th. Now, our students may need to log into their old Facebook accounts. We know how fast they move from program and apps, but it will be released on Facebook. Like I said, we don't have a housing for our website yet, so they can download it. So it will need to be put on Facebook for now. So once again, there are 3 opportunities for them to turn in their scholarships. One's by mail, the second one is by email, and then the third is by Google Forms. And that Google form and application will go directly to AIEA's Google Drive. And then we'll be put in a spreadsheet and we'll be able to review those. If you would like to be on the scholarship committee, I really appreciate that. And what we do is we just review the scholarships. We go by points and a rubric, and then we add up the total, and that's how we get our scholarship recipients and winners. This year we are looking at only 3 scholarships because of the low amount of participation that we've had in the past. So we have 1 $1,000 outstanding American Indian College University student. We have a $500 outstanding American Indian high school student. And then we still have the 7th generation American Indian junior high middle school student for $200. I will send an email out for our next scholarship committee meeting, and I hope you join us. Thank you. Are there any questions regarding the scholarship? All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Esther, for providing those meetings. And if you're interested in serving on either one, please reach out to Esther and she will make sure that you also get the meeting notices. And so looking forward to bringing back our scholarship, providing that financial aid to students across the state of Illinois. So please get the word out. Again, as Esther mentioned, we'll put it out on our social media and just share it out to all of your network contacts. We'd appreciate that. Okay, moving on the agenda, next item is our annual conferences. And so at this point, we have our National Johnson O'Malley Association Conference that will be coming up. And so that will, we are sending one of our executive officers and to that conference, as they will be providing or bringing back some very valuable information from what is received the workshops that they do attend. And so we just wanted our membership to know that we are sending one of our executives, which is Esther this year. And so she's going to be representing our Arizona Indian Education Workshop, and Education Association at the conference, National Johnson O'Malley Conference. Again, that'll take place September 11th through 13th in Chicago, Illinois. Secondly, we do have, as Joaquin mentioned, the National Indian Education Conference coming up, taking place in October. And so we are sending our other executive officer, who will be attending there in Albuquerque. And so apologies, my internet's unstable on my computer. As I was saying, our treasurer officer, the National Indian Education Association Conference taking place in October. So we're really excited that we're able to have AIEA representation at these national conferences. And so we look forward to the information and updates that they'll bring back to our organization. So are there any questions? Okay, Esther did mention that she is going to be providing a professional development during the NIEA conference. And so we're really excited to have another representative that will be there for AIEA. And so we're getting out there. And so we appreciate our members and our executive officers and taking the time to assist and share the word about AIEA itself. All right, any other questions or comments? If there are none, then we will move on to our next item, which is our program share outs. And so I am going to turn it over to anyone who would like to provide a program share out about what the exciting happenings that are going on with their programs.
Progress. Okay, can you hear me? Hopefully. With Scottsdale School District, we did hire finally, I got another staff over at Saguaro High School. So he officially came on board the Friday before, I think it was August the 1st, came on board, worked with the kids the first day on the 7th. he has been outstanding. He is actually a former graduate of that high school. So he knows the ins and outs of being a high school student, and he's been phenomenal. We've met a few times in the first week. He's already made contact with staff at the school, sent them out a letter stating his, his whole life story of him being a former graduate, where he went to college, what he's done since then, and he's happy to be on board. So great response with that. Then he took it upon him, we talked about other things to get to the kids and to the parents. He already sent out a letter to the parents, got great feedback from some of the parents welcoming him. Some of the kids were even, I think like 2 days later, they got the letter. And he was so excited. I was at a meeting and he texted me and I said, I had 3 kids show up during lunchtime. So he was just thrilled and he was so excited. And then I just got another text from him and he said, so far to date, he has met with 23. His goal is to have by 26 at the end of the day by 2 o'clock. So I told him, I said, as long as he meets with half of the student population before the end of the month, that is a good role. And right now we have 95 Native students at the high school. So he's well on his way to his goal. So it's been a challenge, but the principal has been so supportive. She's the one that pushed to have this position. Her and I went and, like usual, anybody who works in school district, how monetary funds are, and especially they don't consider our programs as important. So needless to say, her and I fought and fought and fought, got the position. So she gave him his own little classroom. She, checked to make sure he's got computer and printer. I just ordered him a locking cabinet. So right now with all the personal transcripts and information, he's just lugging it around. It's like a high school kid. So that has been our biggest thing. And I'm also helping with 21st Century Grant Program in our district. And they have also started pushing to, we just had a meeting the other day and the coordinator of that one told his staff he would like to see more incorporation of Native learning within those programs. So that's a really big step for us. One of the schools, her and I have already been making plans for this Native American month. What we were going to do is like a storytelling program at her site for Native American month. So she was already on board with this before he ever discussed this. So that has been great. I mean, Scottsdale is slow, but I mean, like a little turtle, but it's like the tortoise and the hare. Slow and steady will win the race somewhere. So we're pretty excited. We're going to have it's going to be our 2nd annual culture night. I have parents that are asking about it. I've got staff asking about it. So I'm pretty excited about that. I got to get started with that. And we're going to finally have our first in-person parent meeting next month. I will be so happy to actually see the parents in person and not losing people like we're doing right now, where they're online for 2 seconds and then they lose signal. So this is one thing. So I'll have more to shout about next month. But that's it for us.
Oh, so surprised that it isn't Esther, it's Melody. She's just lending me her phone. We have enough weird phone links in here. It's very surreal, this in-person experience. Oh, good. So, okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is Melody, not Esther, on Esther's phone. And for sharing out, I have a few different things to share. First is I am back paid for Arizona Schools for the Deaf and Blind for the Native Wellness Leadership Program. I've been volunteering the last 3 years with them. I never let it go, but it wasn't really a program. It was just like trying to make you, if you want to know, there's a special place in hell, and you know what it looks like? It looks like trying to be on Zoom with deaf children and no interpreter. That is a horrible, horrible experience. I am glad to be in person. I bought those special masks, with the plastics, they could see and they could lip read. When we went back for a long time, they're just so careful, even as school returned. It's such a vulnerable population. For any of you who are not familiar with the Arizona Schools for the Deaf and Blind, they have a huge Native population made up of students from all over Arizona. Primarily, there's a whole lot of Hopi, Navajo, and Apache kids, but there's also O'odham and Yaqui kids and from other tribes as well. So, anyways, I'm back full-time, not full-time, I'm back working. It's a full group of kids. It's very exciting. They got the RISE grant from AIEA. So this year they're looking at collaborations. So they will be coming to these meetings. I'm encouraging them to join AIEA. And they have a lot to learn because I've just done this program and really focused on that social work part of me. I do the Native wellness curriculum with them, leadership. So they haven't really done like Indian education. And 20 years ago, Amplify somehow was serving those kids. Don't know the stories. I wasn't there. No one here in this room was here, but I think it was like anima type days. And so they've never had to do anything. They never had to report. They never had to understand. So when they come here, they're going to need a lot of love and a lot of guidance from AIEA. And so ASCB is back. For me, also, two other things education related is one, through Honor, we do an annual Orange Shirt Day event. Does anyone here do Orange Shirt Day? So, okay, good. So you guys know what it is, so I don't have to talk about it. And we did one last year and it was really in Tucson. We're going back and forth between, are going to do it in Phoenix or do it in Tucson. Because half of Honor is in Phoenix and half is in Tucson. We're figuring out that weekend, but if there's a local Tucson or even if there's a Phoenix event, I'll let you guys know what we do. It's always kind of, the theme is really like healing for survivors and their descendants. That's really what we do. It's not really an education, it's really for community members. And then lastly, I missed the part about the youth leadership camp. I'm so sorry to miss that. I noticed it's not protecting our lands anymore. It is. Oh, okay. I was like, it's not POL. It's going to be January 13th. Nice weekend. Yes. With Thursday or the Friday is going to. And so I'm glad you do the training dates. Weekend, so that's why we're in the planning stages. Congrats. No. What? Nice. Nice. Ooh. Yavapai would be great. They got such a good program. The same thing for that. So right before COVID hit, I think I was still AIEA. I was an officer, but I was contacted by a national organization to help create a national kind of protecting our land camp. And we were planning that through 2018, 2019, and then COVID. So all of that funding got pulled, but I got this really great year-long program that I helped create. And I'm doing that program now in Tucson area, and it's called Eco Truths for Indigenous Youths. I did not make up the name. Just want you to know we had young people make up that name. And that program's been up and running for a year. It's very specific. It is not protecting our land at all. What it is it's a year-round program run by the Seasons, and it is to have Native youth understand, respond to, and create environmental policy. And so they have to attend some of the we have autumn labs and fall labs, and then summer's a mentoring program. It's always very small, very personal, where they get to work with elders. Our elders both have PhDs and traditional people. So they come, they're both of, they're best of all worlds. And the youth get to be mentored by them in specific categories that they requested. And then in winter camp, in winter is when we examine the policy. So last year we examined and responded to the Tucson City climate and adaptation policy and turned that into the city. And then this year at our spring lab, we had people from Tucson City Council come, and they voted on a bill that was anti-mining, and they said they were influenced by our youth, by attending our youth events. So our students are impacting and responding to policy already, which is really nice. And so Eco-Truth is happening. So those are my 3 kind of education related things I'm doing. And yeah, life is good.
Hello, it's Esther. Yeah, go.
Yes, sir.
All right, so first of all, Bitter Water Design, my company is doing really well. It did slow down during the summer, so I found myself and one other to teach Native American culture in classes and include storytelling on activities, geography, math, and all of those parts combined. And I'm looking forward to this upcoming year. I've been working a lot with Native Health in this past year, and it's really picked up. So if you see any of the videos, I release those, seems to be weekly right now. And we are moving forward in teaching parents and guardians how to create in a collaboration with their Native American children. There's been a large request of parents who don't have regalia with their little one to attend and participate, however, they don't have the means. So Native Health to host those classes. I go in and we teach them how to create regalia. My next class is jingle dress making. I'll teach them how to create the dress and string the. And then we also have our male students who can participate and they will be creating bells for their ankles. Depending on what type of dancing they can do, they can wear them on their ankles or under their knees. And we are continuing to teach beading classes, which is medallions that are coming up, and then also elder and painting, which is coming up as well. And that is more of a holistic type of curriculum and participation from our elders in the community. I'm really excited to announce that I will be working with the Girl Scouts this upcoming year and several different school districts for their after-school and professional development for their. Like Kim stated, I will be at AIEA on that first day teaching a professional development course, which is combining culture and then secondly, I will be going back to ASU Polytech this coming Monday. So I'm super excited to be with our students. Again, they are such a rewarding group of students. Beyond Poly, I'll also be participating at downtown campus and the West campus. Our other elder in residence is Rosetta, who is at the Tempe location. We do collaborate on different events and support each other. So if you're looking at having students participate in that, it is the American Indian Student Services program that they have there. And so we'll be bringing in different speakers, presenters, tribal community members, and royalty. And I always ask the students what they're willing to learn and what they would like to learn, because in my group at Polytech, a lot of the students are actually Navajo from the reservation and don't understand our local tribes. So they're very curious on some of the different things that they see and hear about. So I bring those components to the Arizona State University. If you have any questions or would like to see what I teach, I will be releasing my webpage next week on next Friday. It is www.bitterwaterdesign.com. And so I'll have different components on there. It's active now, but I'm still working on my pages. So you can go on there and take a look if you'd like. Once again, bitterwaterdesign.com. All right, thank you. Is there anyone that would like to share about your program or what you have going on?
Well, this year, FIS is going under a new system. So it's been really hard to try and get all our information and schedules because we haven't been trained. Well, I'm not sure, Kimberly, if you got trained during this when you came back, but yeah. So we haven't been trained with the new system, but so far I'm still working with 4 of the schools, the elementary school and one of the middle schools. And we are still going to have our after school program in cooperation with TIC. And that's going to be at the same place, M5 Middle School. And it's going to be on the Wednesday early out. So that will be helpful for our parents, hopefully. But I'm gonna have Kimberly go ahead and give you the rest of the update.
All right, thank you, Margaret. That's it. No, I'm just kidding. We actually have quite a bit going on here. And I'm going to try and hurry through because now my computer's almost dying. But anyhow, so with that, we had a resource fair, our first, excuse me, resource fair that we had was held right before, the day before we came back to school. And so I attended the resource fair there at Tucson Indian Center, and it was a lot of fun. We actually had about 10 of our families from Amphi that came through. So that's a big deal for us, because usually at outside resource fairs, we don't get a lot of family contacts, but I think out of all the contacts, there were only 2 or 3 that were our regulars and all the rest were new. And so that's really exciting for us on trying to get our parents engaged and getting them their correct and updated contact information. As Margaret stated, we're in a new system that both she and I will have to get some training on how to navigate through that. In the meantime, our old system is still there, that we're able to still get our student lists and see who our students are. Currently, we have 416 students that identify as American Indian within our school district. And so we have 21 different schools within our school district that we service. And there's just Margaret and I, so we divide between the two of us and we go out and assist our students. We've already been meeting with some students since school started, providing our tutoring services to those, mainly in our elementary and middle schools. And so we are in the process. It's a year-long update we do for our tutoring schedule. So we always encourage our parents that if their children need assistance, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. And so really excited with Apologies, but at anyway, we are really excited for this, but we have some exciting events happening and planned out that we can share in an update and get it out to membership for on behalf of Amphi District. But we have a lot of collaborations going on, not only with Tucson Indian Center, but the University of Arizona. I'll quickly name just a few. We're working with the student support services with the Thrive Center. They're going to be hosting our college nights for us this year. So we're looking forward to the Thrive Center and cooperating, or not cooperating, collaborating with their program to allow our students to attend and be on campus to see what college life is like there. And they're providing the different workshops that we'll have scheduled for our students. We recently had ASU come down. They did their Native Nations tour or Tribal Nations tour. That a lot of the ASU students there at ASU go around to different communities. And so we were very fortunate that we were selected as one of the community school districts that they visited. And so August 8th, I believe, they came down and met us at Amphi High School. And so we had our counselor and our Title VI teacher representative who really helped pull that together for that meeting of our students. And so there were about 12 students from ASU that came down along with their director, Annabelle, and they So with that, I'll end there. We have others going on, but like I said, we'll just share out an update. So thank you for everybody. Joaquin or Travis, did you want to share out anything further?
I didn't have anything else, Kim.
I don't either. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you so much. So with, I just want to mention that sorry, that our finance workshop, personal finance virtual workshop, our personal finance virtual workshop is coming, or it has been open, and this is provided by the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis through their Native Economic and Financial Education Empowerment Department. And so they worked with us and over the years, and this is the first year that we're actually bringing it back. And so it is still open and available for our students, our parents, community members, anybody associated with AIEA in any capacity is able to go through these courses. It's a, I believe it's an 8-hour or maybe 6 hours, 6-hour workshop courses that they run through. Once they come to the end, you will receive a digital badge with our specifically with our AIEA logo and information, collaborating with the Federal Reserve Bank, that you'll receive that digital badge upon your completion. And so I encourage you that if you have not participated in it. Sadly, the last time we had it, they did let me know nobody participated. And so if you have students, please encourage them to go through the financial aid workshop or financial workshop. It's a personal finance seminar, webinar that's available, and it's free. We don't have to pay anything, and they're providing it upon completion. Students and parents and community members will receive that digital badge. I know that we had some student inquiries from the Wallapai back in the springtime. So I know that some of those students may have already gone through that process because they had mentioned it is a requirement for them to go through a financial workshop before they actually graduate. And so this is one way that we're able to provide that through AIEA. This actually opened up May 1st. It closes on September 4th. So we still have a few more weeks left, a couple more weeks left. So if you want to go through that, only 6 hours. So I encourage all of us to partake if we have the time. But that is all for our meeting today. I again apologize for all the tech difficulties we had and for the late start and trying to get set up. We will be better getting back to in-person meetings once again. And so I have no other further information to share out for our meeting and our membership today. So are there any other comments or questions? All right. So if there are none, then I would like to call for a motion to adjourn.
I'd like to make the motion to adjourn the meeting at 12:40.
Okay, so we do have a motion on the floor to adjourn at 12:40. Is there a second? Everybody just wants to stay on. There we go. Sorry. Do we have a second to adjourn?
Second, Travis.
Thank you, Travis. All right, all those in favor, say aye. All right, thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in September. Have a good afternoon.